Okay, then I was meant to be on here a few days ago. I've started two other videos and I decided to make this one first, which is a follow on from the castle video. And the reason why I couldn't start is because I ended up falling over in Barnsley Town Centre, crossing the road. And I landed on the ground like Superman, with his arm outstretched on one side trying to save my phone, okay, which bounced away. But in doing that, I definitely fractured one of my ribs, right, which I am seriously suffering from here. And obviously, the top of my leg, my groin area, I couldn't sit on the edge of this bed even making a video. That's the reason why I've not been on. So the people that donated in the last video, because I says that I would get up, it pets me up and I make a video. That's why the names will be at the end. This is the last time I'll mention it for a while, but if there is anybody that doesn't want me to put the names down and just mention it, I suppose comment somewhere and I won't use your name. I suppose you can call this a part two, a follow on, at least to the Pontefract Castle video, the tunnel under the main tunnels, which you pay for to go underground at Pontefract Castle. I showed that, parts of it anyway. Well, there was a comment, which has now vanished for some reason, underneath that video, and he was speaking about when he was younger. This person lived in Pontefract, and when they were kids, they used to. I'd not even heard about these tunnels under Pontefract, right? But from somewhere, they used to lead under Marks and Spencers, which is in Marketplace Square, right? So, and I tried finding it on a map, and one of the areas that I remembered could have been from Valley Gardens. When you go into Valley Gardens, in the far corner, there's like a bricked off railway tunnel. It appears to be like a railway tunnel. That's the only area that I could remember. And then I did some research, and the Monk's Priory, there's actually, I suppose you could call it like a nuclear bunker tunnel that may have been dug out, I suppose, by the owner of that priory. I will show it in this video. And the poster that I mentioned in the last video came from Wakefield train station when it was updated. And it had like beautiful drawings, paintings of stately homes surrounding the area, which came from this house here. I wasn't the one to go inside it. It was just before the place got burnt down. It had been empty like a decade or so. I didn't even know about this area until I left Pontefract. So we may as well just turn it into a video of me looking back on my past year, seeing as it's going into my personal thoughts video. This is Pontefract Park. I used to work on here for Wakefield Council. I did 13 years. So I was the head park attendant. I used to release these exact boats out, which used to get refurbished every single year. It used to be painted, right? And I obviously went round for the fishing money, fishing this lake here, the tennis courts and a putting green and a football course, okay? The boating lake house, the boathouse doesn't exist anymore. That burned down when I left this job to then go work somewhere else for another 13 years. Well, in between that, actually, I was a security guard for Tesco's for 6 months. But just at the bottom of from where I lived was Kiko's here. It's a nightclub that I never went into. I'll get a bit more into nightclubs at the end of the video. But another town, village, would be Sherburn in Elmet here. This is where I originate from, right? This is where I found love with our lass. I was at 14 years of age at the time. I suppose it began right here at this train station just at the bottom of our road, Moor Lane. Anyway, I'm not just going to keep going backwards and to the point where I came out of the womb. But in terms of when we was younger and we used to go out because it was a rave scene back then, yeah. Well, I suppose when rave died, when I used to go out, I was 17, 18, 19 years old. So you'd be looking at 89, 90, 91. We used to go through to Leeds. These are the places where we used to go.
Oh yeah! Who goes? Lucy, those fucking arms in the air!